In this video, we will discuss structured versus unstructured data. Given all the various components and modules that make up health IT systems, there are numerous types of data that are captured. Although clinicians and end users of these systems simply view the systems as tools in providing and documenting care, we as technologists can envision the EHR and other health IT systems as the net that is used to capture data from end users. This data that is entered by clinicians and users is then stored in the back-end database of the HIT system. We as technologists must be able to evaluate and analyze the data that is captured. At the highest level, the captured data can be categorized as structured data or unstructured data. Structured data, which is sometimes called discrete data, is data that is defined and easily queried from the database. Structured data fields are defined and organized. Some examples of structured data might be fields that capture phone numbers, zip codes, ICD-10 diagnosis codes, procedure codes, and so forth. In short, the HIT software has controls in place to ensure that a properly coded or formatted data point is entered by the clinician. For example, a system may limit the free text entry of an ICD-10 diagnosis code, but rather force the user to do a lookup of the actual code within the data entry field in the EHR. If a patient has congestive heart failure, which has an ICD-10 code of I50.9, the system should force a structured diagnosis code rather than allowing the clinician to enter something like CHF, heart failure, or any other free text abbreviation of that diagnosis. Imagine trying to analyze data and running a query against any possible text combination of a particular diagnosis, as opposed to a single code or set of codes for a particular diagnosis. It would be nearly impossible for a clinician to memorize the 68,000 ICD-10 codes that are available. To prevent that need, ICD-10 fields in the EHR will allow the clinician to type in the diagnosis by name, and then the EHR presents them with a list of codes along with its name and description, and the clinician can choose the proper code. The key takeaway here is that HIT systems need to capture structured data wherever possible in order to allow for accurate analysis and reporting. There are controls in place to ensure structure and to aid in the data entry. Unstructured data is free text information that is typically unorganized and not tightly defined. Many times, progress notes are unstructured, literally a note entered by the doctor or nurse. Because the data is unstructured, it becomes more difficult to perform analysis of the data. You could query keywords or other identifiers within the note, but that does not guarantee accuracy. Imagine you wanted to query for all patients that clinicians have documented as being ambulatory or able to walk. What if the progress note says patient is not ambulatory, or patient was recently ambulatory but is no longer? Querying unstructured data makes it significantly more difficult to analyze the data. For this reason, you see many HIT systems utilizing controls throughout, which ensure the gathering of structured data. Even with progress notes, there are ways to generate a human-readable and conversational note by having a clinician answer a set of structured questions, to gather the needed structured data and then adding narratives computationally to create what appears to be a human-readable note. Although healthcare organizations strive for full electronic documentation, in some cases there are documents that the patient brings with them, or consent documents which must be signed. In these cases, HIT systems will use document management capabilities to generate the document for electronic signature, or scan in a document and categorize them appropriately in the patient's chart. Optical character recognition, or OCR, can be used to query a scanned document. However, the limitations of unstructured data still apply in this scenario. In summary, the key to producing accurate and comprehensive analytics is to ensure that wherever possible, the captured data is structured and organized. This isn't to say that unstructured data is useless, but it presents added challenges with analysis.